seen the movie Waiting for Superman yet? Has everyone else finally caught up to our way of thinking? Yep, the schools suck. Taxes suck. And politicians suck. If the politicians cared at all about doing their jobs, there wouldn't be an education problem at all. That's for sure. If you want to solve the education problem right now, try getting virtual reality into schools. Kids could learn at an exponential rate. They would actually be interested enough to not do drugs instead, and they would be learning from the greatest minds on earth.
Excellent. Hello, Lisa. I'm Genghis Khan. You go where I go. Defile what I defile. Eat who I eat.
But that costs money, and politicians like to keep that for themselves, don't they? Luxury tax my ass. So anyway, here's a challenge to all the politicians that pretend they care. And that's pretty well all of them. The challenge is to start changing the world for the better.
It's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. The next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die.
Not the greedier. Right, Daryl?
I only have greed for the weed.
That's right. If the politicians and leaders give a fuck at all, whatsoever, I would expect to see a campaign to reduce world population. Completely open borders amongst all countries. No more censorship. All soft drugs legalized and all hard drugs decriminalized. Virtual reality courses in all schools. Plus new laws to protect our money from being misused by them.
Stole a prisoner. From them!
And yes, universal health care for everyone, everywhere. And of course with that, I would also expect to see a good combination of democracy and socialism to come about. Yeah, that's right, folks. The perfect government would be a combination of both, I think. But just the best parts of both, not the crap parts. Complete capitalism is just too greedy, I think. So what's my point here? Well, all these camera angles started to make me a bit dizzy. But also, if we don't see governments doing these things, very basic things for the people they're supposedly helping, then we need a worldwide revolution of the people. Revolution, perhaps. So if you think we're just about the weed, man, you're going to ship bricks when we get going well enough. Because I want to start up an organization that will not only get some drugs legalized and others decriminalized, I'm gearing for it to become a worldwide organization bent on the destruction of greed and suffering. Those assholes want to keep their blood money, and I plan to take it away from them. So support the revolution, folks, and you're going to see something you've never seen before. No, fairness and compassion. Bottled up in a can of kick-ass, of course.
He should call himself Ass Kick instead.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. As long as it's not kiss-ass, I'm happy. And here's a few more stoner scenes from movies and TV shows.
Weed, I love weed. Weed, I love weed. Weed, I love weed. I love the weed.
This time it's 3 movies. First one is Boogie Nights, which came out in 1997. It starred Burt Reynolds in a comeback special. Plus also Mark Wahlberg, Julianne Moore, and the extremely cute Heather Graham.
Oh yeah.
adventures in the California pornography industry in the 70s and 80s. Born. And yes, there's a fair amount of nudity, including the 2 starring actresses. In this scene, at about 18 minutes in, Mark Wahlberg is playing Dirk Diggler, our porn star hero. He's with his suburban girlfriend, Cheryl Lynn, and he's dreaming of being a porn star because his only talent is in his pants. Now, I'm kind of assuming it's a joint, but it could actually possibly be a cigarette. But I don't think so because of how she's holding it. But you can judge for yourselves. Just don't judge me.
I'll do it.
Promise?
That's it. You want it?
Yeah.
How bad?
Bad.
You sure?
Yeah.
You asked for it.
Oh, wait. Stop.
Okay, now since we can't show clips over 30 seconds, here's the rest of that scene.
Everyone's blessed with one special thing. Hey. I want you to know I plan on being a star. A big, bright, shining star. That's what I want. That's what I'm gonna get.
I know.
I gotta go. You're lucky.
Alright, and now apparently, when he shows his supersized salami in the movie, it's a prosthetic limb. Try claiming that one on the insurance form. And we can claim we know the next movie. It's Hostage. It came out in 2005 and it stars Bruce Willis. It's about a failed police negotiator turned small-town cop who must save the lives of a family held hostage, which draws him into a much more dangerous situation where his own family is also kidnapped at the same time. The scene doesn't have any actual toking taking place, but the 2 kids from the first family, that's the first family taken hostage in the movie, not the presidential first family, anyway, 2 kids are taped up, so to cut themselves free, they break the girl's bong that was stashed under her bed. So even that there's no actual toking, we know what it's for, don't we? So here's the scene at about 35 minutes.
Would you stop it?
We need to help Daddy.
Shut up! Watch the TV. That's the police, okay? They're gonna help.
We gotta cut the tape.
Shut up!
We're all together, okay? Off the bed. Then, maybe we can get what's under the bed.
Under my bed? What's under my bed?
The bong. We can break it.
What?
Hurry faster! I'm trying!
Wait, shh.
What? What are you guys doing?
Okay. All right, come on, fight with me now. Stop screaming, you little gerbil!
Jesus Christ! You're kidding me. Are you kidding me? Hey, cut him. Yeah, cut him. Thanks.
Man, that was the saddest part of the movie. We better do a comedy next. So how about superhero movie? It came out in 2008 and is about orphan high school student Rick Riker, who is bitten by a radioactive dragonfly. So of course he develops superpowers and becomes a hero. It's a schlockstick comedy, but it's got some decent laughs in it. So this scene is about 18 minutes in.
Hey, anyone wanna get high? I've got some hash with me. White guy in the dreads. You know what I'm talking about. Can I get a what? Holla. I got a stiff hole for your sleep hole.
Ah, so I guess Carl Sagan wasn't the only scientist stoner. And why the dreads? Are they saying something? Actually, the guy I used to get off of at one time was a skinny white and had dreads. So I guess they're not exaggerating much. And of course you all know that wasn't really Stephen Hawking. And of course I'd like to thank the Internet Movie Database at imdb.com for most of the info. And of course, this is the end of this segment. Okay, it's time for another paraphernalia review. Okay, we do have some more papes to review soon, but this time I think we'll be doing some pipes. And since Daryl is the expert when it comes to pipes, he'll be doing most of the inhaling for him. Whereas I would just choke my fucking lungs out. And the first one we're going to do is a North American Indian peace pipe. It's definitely not your ordinary pipe and pretty cool to pull out at the parties. But how well does she smoke is the question. And the answer is pretty fucking good. The holes definitely seem bigger and the harshness seems to be less. Which is probably because of the length of the draw, I think. But beware folks, this particular pipe is a real bitch to clean. It doesn't come apart at all, and the pipe cleaners are a must with this one. I want to show them the side angle a bit there for a sec. There could be a problem with any long wooden pipes if they're not made in sections. But it is a cool accessory at parties nonetheless. If you save it for special occasions only, of course, so there's less cleaning needed. And now, let's get to the next pipe. Well, it's Daryl's baby this time. You've seen him puff away on it between all of his yapping. So, are you ready, Daryl?
It's just a little $5 jobby.
Yep, puff away. Now, Daryl, you were saying that you like this pipe the best because it's small and personal and you can be pulled out anywhere almost, eh?
Pretty well.
It's a good pipe if you're traveling without a car. These small brass or steel pipes are also very easily cleaned because they come apart. And you can actually smoke the resin if you want. Daryl has quite a few times. Although it is quite a bit harsher.
Just a bit.
And or just boil the metal parts until they're clean as well. But there's some downsides to these pipes. For instance, they can get quite hot after a few uses.
Oh yeah.
So personal tokes seem to be the better ones with these pipes. Also, they fill up with resin quicker, so more cleaning is usually necessary. Hey Daryl, didn't you say that you wanted to smoke a pipe one time and you got a little oil all over your mouth or something?
Yeah, if it's too dirty, that can happen.
Yeah. So, all in all though, unless you're a huge partier, this pipe seems to be a lot more useful to the single toker than anything else. And now we got to groove on to the last pipe for this segment. It's a stoned pipe. Now, we like this one because it has a hole in the base right here for more airflow, which makes it a bit smoother on tokes, it seems. We think it's neat because, of course, it's made out of stone. But the downside is that it clogs up easier because the base has a narrow chamber right through here. Plus, and here's the kicker, because it's made of stone, you got to be real careful with it.
No funny business, or this will happen to you.
Well, not that, but this could happen to you. Yep, Dwayne dropped it, and it broke. That's a pretty big downside. And this is the end of this.
Some people will rob their mother for the ends. Rats snitch on one another for the ends. Sometimes kids get murdered for the ends. So before we go any further, I want my